absolutely support bringing as many of those hubs here together, so in partnership with our universities who already do a lot of research in those areas, with industry here. We've got, in the mining and the resources sector, they've got great expertise in some of these areas which we are uniquely placed to offer. So I think, and I've been advocating publicly for this, but again, advocacy and announcing and doing a review into things is not actual action. So I hope to see in the new year that they've got the plans together and they won't spend the next year, as sometimes Laborers want to do, is to review the heck out of something and not have action, because we need action now, because we have significant competition from other states. So while we have an advantage, we can't let the grass grow under our feet. There's actually no hurdles in relation to that particular proposal, but the fact is that with the success of the OPV tender and other businesses now looking to establish themselves down at that Henderson area, the floating dock is only one thing that's needed down there. And what the state government urgently need to do is to put together a comprehensive plan for the development of Henderson in conjunction with some of the many works that are going on at Garden Island at the moment. Because as you would know, there is not enough wharfage, there's not enough hard standing, the roads are shocking down the Henderson precinct, parking. So there's a lot more issues that need to be considered, not just the floating dock. So I would endorse and call on the state government to finalise a comprehensive infrastructure plan where the local, the cities, the state and the federal government all have a role to play. But there are so many things I think it would be wrong to do just to fund one project in isolation. So it's the ball's in the state government court to actually put a proposal together now for us all to have a look at. There is money available federally, but the federal government's not just going to throw money at a single project if the state government and the local authorities haven't put a proposal together yet. Yes, there was, but that was in the context of the time before we've started winning shipbuilding contracts down there, and with more on the way. So we need a comprehensive plan. So as I said, the ball's in the state government's court. I will happily, once I've seen it, if I think it is a strong plan, I will happily lobby for it with the federal government, but we don't have a plan yet. So I've seen a number of plans that companies in the area have put forward, but which clearly show that we need, to the south and to the north precincts, we need greater hard standing, we need more wharfage. We actually also need a second channel, because as you know, there's only one channel coming into Garden Island and to Henderson, and that is a serious strategic risk, but it also is a limitation to how much Henderson can grow and expand. So that is just as important as a floating dock or any other redevelopment down there. There have been so many different proposals for this, and it was a real tragedy that it was so politicised during the last state election, because all the infrastructure in terms of road, rail and port facilities need urgent updating and review. So I think it is a great proposal, but that is all it is, sadly. So the state government, again, they talk the talk, but where's the plan? So once we've got, again, an integrated plan that we can take to the federal government, that I can take to the federal government, but I cannot possibly see, unfortunately, that new port being developed in the next 10 to 20 years, because there's no funding, there's no plan, there's significant environmental issues there, onshore and offshore, that just simply haven't been looked at yet. I think that when I had a look at the proposals, I wondered how the government was going to choose between the bids, because we've got two very strong consortia down there, and it was a bit like the wisdom of Solomon, how do you choose? And I think they've made a really clever decision, and one that is in our sovereign capability interests, because we've got two companies down there who are both very capable, and so it gives them both an opportunity to grow and develop these capabilities at Henderson. It provides an opportunity for Lursen, one of the world's largest and most well-respected shipbuilders, to set up here as a regional base down in Henderson. So I think that it is an inspired bit of lateral thinking, but I couldn't be happier with it. Look, I think at this stage anything's possible. I think clearly the the build themselves, the government's been very clear. The major surface combatants and the submarines will be built in South Australia, with the minor surface combatants being built here. But what a lot of people have actually missed in this surge is the fact that most of the maintenance and the sustainment, for example for the OPVs, will be done here in Western Australia. So that is probably 2 generations of workforces that have now got guaranteed work in this industry just from those contracts alone. I wouldn't be surprised if more submarine maintenance comes here, and also maintenance of the larger service combatants, the air welfare destroyers, and even the LHDs eventually, having an opportunity to have them maintained here. And the wonderful thing about Western Australia that South Australia does not have is we are commercially viable, and we can and we do build ships and boats for other countries. And I think all of this is just opening up the wider opportunities, because the smart money, 2/3 of the money, is in sustainment and maintenance, not in the build itself. And we are so well placed for that now.